Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. And this stuff here is the covering material, which is going to cause me some big headaches. I think I've been experimenting, and it's feasible, but it's going to be a challenge. But it's going to look spectacular. It is actually a survival blanket stuff, which is incredibly light and lovely and silver, so we'll see. That idea came from Ian of Ian's Arsely Exploits. So yeah, all these good ideas coming from YouTube. I'll tip you down if you like, and you can see what I've done. I've also been working on the cockpit and painting the frames. Well, in fact, I'm experimenting at the moment. Nick of the Barren Flights has given me some advice, which worked out quite well on his Mustang build, so maybe it'll work for me as well. So we'll have a look. Anyway, let me tip you down. Tip, 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 tip. Hopefully you can see that. I think you probably can. As usual, the bench is a bit of a mess and I'm running out of space. But for the minute, let's just have a look at this. This is my experimental piece of plastic. I've masked it up in exactly the same way as my cockpit, which I think you'll agree is looking very amateurish. But it'll suffice. Okay, so I took a phone call while I was painting that. So that's the black on, and when that's dry I'll pop the silver on and then rub it off and we'll see how it looks. In the meanwhile, I'm going to get on, I think, with installing the servos in the fuselage. Just making up a servo tray, guys. Just quickly drew it up on the screen and knocked it out on the laser. It's 2.5mm ply, light ply. The servos come from Steve Webb models in the UK. Servos have gone for these HD 1440A micro servo, but they're going to go in approximately there, like that, and these outer servos will go onto the arms from the ailerons, and the inner servos will go down to rudder and elevator. Okay, that's all the servos centered and adjusted. It's going to go straight in that fuselage. That's the servos in, and I'm pretty happy with that. That's quite good. Using advice from YouTube friend Nick from the Barren Flights, and Nick has advised me some techniques for the canopy, which if they don't work, he said I can blame him. If they do work, then I've got to say it was him. Either way, it was Nick from the Barren Flights. Best part about putting a silver on, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because you're going to be sort of buffing a load of it off. So it's been a couple of hours, guys. I just thought I'd have a quick go at this silver, see if it'll rub off at all, because the other lot I did, it was oh there, the other lot I did, it was a little bit softer. But there's a few bits of dust in it and stuff, and I'm thinking maybe it'll, let's put that on there, it'll take off the dusty high spots and look quite realistic, but I don't know. Might have left it a bit too long. I've been watching Chris on his live stream wing covering video. I think that'll stick down okay, guys. Looks like a cockpit, doesn't it? Yeah, I like it. Good. So I've sewn on the undercarriage, beefed up the back of it actually with some little extra plywood blocks, and painted the structure black because it's going to be black. Didn't really need to paint the inside of this actually. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I've decided I'm going to cover the bottom and the top of the centre section. Oh look, I put the pilot in. Those that know him know who that is, but his name is on the dash, and it's Pilot Chris Sheed, aka Dad's RC hanger. So that's going to glue on there once it's covered. Also the fuselage has to be covered because I won't get in there. So it's going to go on there. When after the wings have been covered, pushed onto their tubes, the control arms need to be glued to the ends of the carbon rods which actuate the wing itself. So I need access to the bottom. That's why they have to be covered. Oh, like that. Not going too well at the moment. This stuff might be good for making blimps, but then a blimp is full of helium and it pushes out all these wrinkles and the problem doesn't exist. So there we have it. Not very good result. At least I got a space blanket out of it. My usual plastic. Let me go and see what plastic I've got, like I've covered the yo-yos in. Most of them are covered in plastic. The clear, the blue, the green, the red. Maybe green Spitfire. Well, I think they did a red one as well, didn't they? They did the pink photographic one. Did that pink photographic one, which sort of pink. Could look quite nice, I suppose. I've just asked Sal and she said it's got to be pink. So I'm going to do it. So it's as close as I've got. It's not really pink, but it'll do. So let's go back to where I was. I'll just angle you down. What I was about going to say was I could paint the fuselage, which isn't a bad idea. That's a very good idea. Okay, it's going to look good. It's going to look really nice. So let's press on. This is sort of going on as I hope the silver would, but there you go. Well, that's okay. So I'll carry on with this, guys, and I'll see you back, no doubt, very, very soon. There we are. That's the first piece done. So all the tail surfaces are covered now. All I've got to do is the wings. Now, if I'm going to paint the fuselage, obviously I can't paint a hole, so I'm going to have to tissue the back end. So I think I'll do that after I've done the wing. I'm just going to have to paint the frame and then just do that and then do that. If I get around the corner. Wish me luck, guys, wish me luck. Good. Good. I'll pull it there, yep. Tell you what, I think we've done it. I think we've done it. Stretch it a bit there. Well, I've got to say, if the other wing goes as well, we'll be doing all right. There we are, guys. There's one done. There we are. I'm quite pleased with that. Well, I'm very pleased. That went on very nicely. Much better than I thought it ever would. So we got an elliptical wing. Smashing. I'll do this wing, guys, the other wing, and then we'll reconvene with tissue in the fuselage. Unfortunately, I pressed photo instead of video, so I haven't videoed what I've just done, and that was to add the doculum onto the back side. So I've got doculum on all three sides, and now I'm going to find some tissue, cover the whole structure. We'll let that set off, guys. Put that up there. There we go. Spitfire. So now all I've got to do is match some paint to the wing and splash it on. Now I've mixed up some, this is emulsion I'm using, I've mixed up some grey and some red, and I've come up with this sort of pinky colour. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but this has come up alright. I've run a bit of sandpaper over it. If you want to lock the emulsion in a bit, all you need to do is give it a light coat of clear lacquer. So these reconnaissance Spitfires were fitted with camera equipment, and all the ammunition was removed because of the weight of the extra fuel tanks they had, to give them a longer range to get into enemy territory to take the photographs. So apparently they were painted pink because they would normally fly these aeroplanes at dusk or first thing in the morning, and in the half light of the morning, pink was bound to be a harder colour to spot. Got to make some blocks to go either side of the fin. I can't make them until I've glued it in to get the exact shape, so I'll be working on that little area later on. I just glued on the exhaust manifolds and they look okay. In fact, I think they look better than okay. Really pleased with them. Really pleased. Okay, what's next? I want to put on some stripes and the camera lens on the back of this model, so I'm just going to Google what they all look like and start masking it up. Okay, so doing quite well. Let's see. Stripes are on, masked up. The roundel I've just painted. It's gone wrinkly, but it'll tighten out. Just hand painted that around. Just put a compass in there with soft pencil, and I've got an inner circle which is going to be dark red. I've just gone to the camera to turn it off, and I realised I hadn't turned it on. So anyway, while you've been gone, I've painted the inside. It'll need a second coat, and I've also put a little black dot on the side, which is the camera portal. So what I was just saying to you, but you weren't listening, is there's an R goes here, but it's quite an angular square R, very crude. At least the one I saw is. So what I thought I'd try and do is to set it up in masking tape on the window and try and lift the whole thing off and put it on. A little wrinkle there, but that's because it's tapered fuselage. Okay, that, my friends, my fellow friends, looks okay. So now all we've got to do is put this square back in the middle. Actually, that's covered pretty well. So maybe I get away with one coat. It looks crude, but this is how, at least the picture I was looking at, it was masked up, and masked up are, there we go. Just press the edges down, which you can do while it's slightly soft. There we go. Ah, that's exactly how it looked on the, well, roughly how it looked on the picture. Next job is to spray it with clear matte lacquer or at least let that dry, and stick the cockpit on and stick the wing on. Two major components to go on. So there we are. I'm quite pleased with that. A little bit of decoration makes all the difference, doesn't it? I couldn't have put this on the silver, so maybe, you know, every cloud and all that, every cloud up there, the Spitfire will be going through. And also because I can stick on the big components like the tailplane here. It's a different purple. Did I say purple? I meant pink. It's a different pink, but I can't help that. I tried to match it as close as I could given the paints, but it's good enough. Wow. I'm really pleased with this model now. Really pleased with it. It's come out so much nicer than well, you know, no, it has come out much nicer than I thought it would. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Let's get some lacquer on it, and I'll go outside to do that. And while I'm gone, hit the little thumbs up button. That would be good, helps to promote the video. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, else you're going to miss all this wonderful maidening and everything else I do. Everyone likes to subscribe, doesn't cost nothing, and you don't miss much then. Okay guys, I'll see you very soon. Tailplane's warped slightly because it's showing me it's the same both sides. There's a small gap at the top, but that's fine as long as it's equal. I've hooked up the rudder and elevator, and that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to glue on the canopy. Put it along the sides, round the back, and maybe squeeze it on the front after the event. Of course, when I painted this, silver frame was the colour. Now I've changed it to pink. The Pink Spitfires actually had pink frames. I think I'm right in saying it dries clear, so any squeezings out should vanish. Okay, now I wonder if I should put one at the back just to be sure. Okay, we'll let that set guys and come back to it tomorrow, take a look, see if it's stuck. Okay, next day. Right, not too bad. So there we are, so that's the cockpit on. And let's drop it on. Yeah, just dropped straight in there, so that's all I can do now, just to leave that to dry and come back to it in a little while. Well, here we are then guys. This will have to wrap up part 3, and we'll reconvene in part 4 to see the final assembly and the ailerons, I call them, working. Really pleased with how it's come out so far. It's better than I thought, to be honest. I'm quite liking it. Shame the foil didn't work, but this still looks pretty good. So we'll reconvene for part 4, the final part, and see it all complete and the wheels done and all the motor and gear installed. So yeah, there we are. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Okay guys, see you in the next one. Cheers.